We were born free. And what I want you to think about today, and what I want to do is give you some solutions to walk away from. Because rallies are great, getting excited, getting goosebumps, and everybody being happy and wearing their cool shirts. All that is nice, it's neat, and it's sexy. Symbol 5, another beautiful patriot right there. All of it's really sexy and cute, but the question is, what happens on Monday?
Yes!
What happens on Monday? Because, amen. Because I'm holding this flag, because there's a number I want you to think about. 17,046. Can anybody guess what that number is significant of? What's that? You got it, brother. Flag draped coffins, caskets of Marines, soldiers, airmen, people that you love, people that you care about, your mom and dad, my grandfather. And what I want you to get is, when this flag is disgraced, when people urinate on this flag, when they burn it, when they disrespect it, the souls that are 6 feet under hear that.
That's right. Good point.
They hear that. And so one of the solutions I'm going to give you and I'm going to encourage you to do is, when we go back to work tomorrow, for those of us that can work still, under Adolf Newsom's tyrannical regime of socialism that he's creating, right? Or you go to work and you have to wear a facial prophylactic. Okay, I used to call it a facial C word, but I don't call it that anymore because some people, they don't like my mouth very much. But this stuff makes me angry. So if you don't want to invite me to your church, you know, I go off the book of Matthew where Jesus flipped over the tables and he talked about grace, and that's what the New Testament says. Okay? And so I'm fighting for our kids, I'm fighting for our children right now, because I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old at home right now, and I want them to know what this means. I want them to understand the sacrifices and the blood that was shed. Because what I can tell you is, heroes aren't found wearing spandex shoulder pads and dancing in the end zone. They're found dodging bullets, wearing flak jackets, and carrying M16s. And that's why it's so important that we start taking action like Sonia Perez is. We start taking action and leveling up to move the needle. Because some of you, you're saying, and you've told other people, and I'm not here to call you out, but what you've said, you know, I don't know how to do that. Well, I'm a little quiet, Dr. Cordy. I don't know if I could stand up. It's hard to be courageous. What do I do? What do I do? You know what? The first time you wiped your butt was the first time. You didn't know how to do that either until you were taught how to do it, right? So leveling up is about taking risks, taking chances, getting out there, putting your life on the line. You think I've ever run a national campaign and gone across the nation and hosted rallies? No. Did I design to do that? I'm a chiropractor, man. I know how to remove subluxations and treat health. If you would have met me in 8th grade, you never would have recognized me. I was that shy guy that sat in the corner in boot camp when I went on the yellow footprints at Parris Island, South Carolina in 1998. I look like I'm 5, but I'm 40, guys. Okay, I got 2 kids. All right, that's why I have to wear a shirt and tie every day, because like, who's Doogie Howser talking to me? Why am I going to listen to this guy? Why am I going to listen to this guy? So how many veterans we got out there? Raise your hands high. Former, current, veterans, current active duty. Because my shoulder's getting sore and I need some stud or studette, that's the female version, to hold Old Glory for me. Who's going to do it? Like Jerry Maguire said, who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? The fish, he's coming with me. Come on up, gorgeous, get up here.
Yes.
Who is this beautiful, amazing lady? What's your name?
Jessica Alexander, running for City Council.
What? Jessica Alexander, mic drop. Get up here, young lady, if you don't mind. Please do. Well, she's going to hold Old Glory, and if you want to get your shoulders and biceps more fit than they already are, that's cool. What I'm saying is just hold Old Glory right up like this so people can see it in that beautiful triangle. Because when I mentioned 17,046, I think about the last 10 years, and I think about those flag-draped coffins.
Yes.
And I want you to get the impact of that. Because when you're feeling tired, you're feeling frustrated from wearing a facial prophylactic, and you're wanting to give up because you don't want to tell somebody that you have a medical exemption, and you just follow the herd and you put on the facial diaper, and you're walking in like this. I had a guy the other night, I saw him walking his dog, and he has the full diaper, man, like Kamala's husband did at the end. Like a full diaper, dude. You can't even see the guy. He looks like Predator. Like a Vulcan death grip is on his face. And so this guy has his facial diaper on, and he has a light attached to his head. And ladies, this guy's getting no play. I'm just saying, he's getting no play. This guy has a facial diaper on, and then he looks like he's, you know, they call it spunk linking when you go like cave mining or something for caves. I'm not a spunk linker, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. But he looked like a spunk linker. Hashtag spunk linker, right? So he's got the facial diaper eating his face, and then the light on, and he's taking his, and how many people are around? None. There were maybe some ants around. But Dr. Fauci came out recently, an ant can transmit the virus too. So you have to keep 10 feet of difference away from the ants. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. Just want to drop those truth bombs on. I'll be here all day dropping truth bombs for you. But at any rate, so he's out there spunk linking, his dog's taking a dump, and there's not a human being in sight, and he's ready to go to combat, man. I want you to get how absurd that is and how ridiculous that is. And so what I want you to step into is a transformation today. Candid compassion. Candid compassion. There's a time when it's time to get a boot through the door like a Marine, and there's a time when it's time to ask critical questions. And if you guys don't have your cell phones out, get your cell phones out. Let's start going live right now. And if you got 2 followers on Twitter, let's get those 2 followers rolling. Who cares? Okay? Everybody has like 2 followers on Twitter because it takes like 5 years to develop any traction on Twitter, right? Anybody amen on that? Yeah, it's like you stay there for 10 years and you do 1,000 posts and you get 1 follower every 9,000 days, right? I'm just playing. I'm trying to make you guys laugh. But at any rate, so that candid compassion is so important. Because when we step into Sprouts and we step into these different supermarkets, especially that are kind of entrepreneurially owned, where it's an independent business owner, what we need to be doing is telling them, you're covered under my medical exemption. My medical exemption covers you. The ADA says I don't have to tell you what my medical condition is. The ADA and the Constitution of the United States protects me. So I'm not wearing a facial diaper. And it's okay. And if you got a problem with that, and that's why, you know, whatever, the cops haven't come in yet, the whole time in my chiropractic office, and I'm proud to say, and if they come after me, I'll practice illegally, I'll practice out of my apartment, I really don't care. I really don't care. We haven't worn a facial diaper. In fact, we've turned people away if they had a problem with people in the practice not wearing a facial prophylactic. I said, you can wear one if it makes you feel safe, and you can vaccinate your kids, and you can do a flu shot. I'm just not going to do it. Medical freedom. That's what the Constitution's about. Because it's 1776. I don't care who you sleep with at night. I don't care what God you worship. I'm a Jesus guy, and I tend to think, you know, the Bible kind of is pretty clear about that, but that's my opinion. But what we can all stand about is red, white, and blue. We can all stand for red, white, and blue. Because there's a furnace, and it doesn't say Auschwitz anymore. It says socialism. It says socialism. And the question is, what are you going to say to your kids 25 years from now because you didn't want to run for city council like Sonia Perez is because it was comfortable, and it was safe, and it was easier to say, I'll put on my facial condom and I'll buy my apples. Well, you know what? I'm getting in that person's face with candid compassion, and I'm saying, where do you want your freedom to be in 10 years?
Thank you.
What about the souls that are 6 feet under? What about them? And they'll say, well, that's not our policy. I'm like, okay, so you just urinated on the Constitution. It's called 1776. That number's there for a reason. It's not just a season, it's there for a reason.
That's right.
Because I'm a 3rd generation veteran. I'm a 1st generation chiropractor, but I'm a lifetime patriot. I'm a lifetime patriot. And the souls that are 6 feet under, we owe them better, and we owe them more than to acquiesce and crumble in the face of tyranny, in the face of a tyrannical government, in the face of a guy that wants to be president in 2024.
Yes.
And that's why we got to level up. It doesn't matter what age you are, doesn't matter how tall you are, doesn't matter how much money you have in your bank account. Every single one of you can put out a video, share the video, like the video, get it out there, and every single one of you can have an impact on Temecula and this community right now. But you have to make the choice.
Yes.
Freedom is a choice. These souls at Arlington and Vietnam, they made that choice, and I can guarantee you that what they did was a lot harder than what you have to do right now.
That's right.
Their sacrifice was permanent, etched in stone. Because they left Christmases, they left birthday parties, they wrote letters. Sometimes they didn't get the letters from their little boy that missed them. I want you to think about that.
That's right.
Very good.
That's what's at stake, guys.
Excellent, Courtney.
And the reason why I know this, why I have firsthand knowledge about it, is because I was raised in a military family where, as long as I can remember, we were going to the USS Nimitz, we were going to the USS Enterprise, and when you walk up to board those ships to tour the ships, what's standing as you board? There are two figures standing right by the onboarding bridge. People are going to kill me that are former Marines. I can't remember, guys. I become a nasty civilian, as they say. Once you get out of that, that's what they say to you when you get out of the military. But as you onboard on the ship, there's two gentlemen or ladies standing in a particular uniform right before you board. What branch of service is it? Marine Corps.
Yeah.
And it's a hot day, so they have khakis on, they look all sloppy. No, it's a hot day, and they're wearing dress blues. And they're dined out, and they're locked and loaded, and they got that 1,000-yard stare. And I was the annoying kid trying to get them to break the stare. I'm like jumping in front of them, hitting their leg and all that, and they're just like ready to go, right? So my dad imparted that on me. He had me watching military movies from an early age. Some of them had foul language in them. Shocker that now sometimes I have foul language. I know that's a shocker to many of the parents out here. Not today though, we're at a family event. Don't have to worry about it. But if you peruse some of my videos, there may be some flavor in there a little bit. There may be some flavor in there. Those are rated R, you know, for adults only. But at any rate, so I would go to these ships, and I remember from an early age learning about the flag and learning about the sacrifices. I went to Washington, D.C. at a really early age. And see, my dad, while he taught me about patriotism, he didn't know how to be a father. Because he had abuse in his family, so what did he do? Pass it along. That's what happens if you don't break the chain. That's what happens if you don't break the chain. So he would punch me in the face, he would kick me downstairs, all sorts of stuff. And I would escape every summer to my pawpaw. See, I was born in Alabama, raised in Seattle, right? We rode horses, we hunted. My dad was a lifetime member of the NRA. But he taught me patriotic values. And that's what our kids need to be taught again. Talking about these sexual things that they're learning about in 5th grade because that idiot up in Sacramento, and now we have this pedophilia thing. I mean, it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting what's happening to morals and ethics. And in my opinion, humbly, what we need is we need to get Jesus back in. Jesus needs to be back in. 100%. 100%. We need some type of spiritual compass back in there. And if you don't believe in Jesus, call it morals and ethics. Look at how the morals and ethics, just people simply, you know, when I would visit my grandfather in Alabama, if I didn't open the door for a lady, if I didn't say yes, sir, and no, ma'am, man, whew, the thunder was coming. And I'm not talking about the Garth Brooks song. The thunder was rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember getting my butt chewed when my grandfather told my uncle, hey, you know, little Cordy, he didn't stand up when an older lady came to the table at the club. Because we would go every summer, right? So we would go to these clubs in Florence, Alabama, these country clubs. And if I didn't stand up, man, he got into me.
Good.
But my grandfather showed me what it was to be a patriot. He exemplified honor, courage, and commitment. He exemplified ethics and morals. And that was my escape every summer. And at 12 years old, we got a phone call one night, and we found out that Papa had cancer.
Oh.
Some of you know what that's like.
Yep.
And if you don't, I pray that you never do. And so at 12, I was the kid, while he had tubes hooked up to him on an air respirator. They surgerated him, medicated him, done everything that possible is what they say, because Jesus isn't even involved in that scenario as far as they're concerned, right? They're healing him. They're manipulating it. And I'm not bashing conventional medicine, but I am bashing some of conventional medicine, okay? Because God created that too, in my opinion.
Yes.
And so I'm sitting there, and I'm by my grandfather, and he hasn't eaten in 2 weeks. And he eats an entire plate of food for me.
Way to go.
And later that night, I find out that he passed away.
Oh,
But I was there in those last few moments with him.
thank you.
I got to tell him I love him for the last time.
Thank you.
And I'll never forget when we were at the funeral, because at the funeral, I saw this flag for the first time. I saw this flag for the first time. And see, that was a pivotal moment in my life, because later on at 1998, I would stand on the yellow footprints, listen to the Marine Corps hymn, and they would hand me the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. And I can remember looking back to that day when I saw that flag folded, and I knew what it meant, and I knew what the sacrifices were about. And I was in tears. And that day at that funeral, after they folded that flag 13 times, they handed it to me and my grandmother. And an officer said, on behalf of the President of the United States Army, and a proud and grateful nation, we give you this flag to pay homage and to thank you for the service and sacrifice of your husband.
Amen.
And then they salute. And all you have to remember, your daughter, your son, your wife, your husband, all you take away from that is this flag.
Right.
And so what I want you to leave here with today is those candid, compassionate conversations are so pivotal. And you don't have to be an expert in speaking. You don't have to be an attorney. You don't have to be a doctor. Anybody here can decide right now that they want to stand for this flag.
Yes.
And they can choose to have those hard conversations
Right.
with the people that are with Sleepy Creepy Uncle Joe, right? Hair Sniffing Joe. And they can just say, you know what? I'm coming to you with love, and I'm just curious. Where do you want your government? Where do you want your world? And where do you want your kids to be in 20 years?
That's right.
In 15 years? What do you want this to look like? Because guys, if it was possible for us to have this utopianistic society where everybody holds hands and we listen to hippie music and Bob Marley and we light a candle and everything's free, I'd be the first one in that line signing up. But Venezuela and a million other countries have proven, in the nice little social experiment called BLM and Antifa, have proven that out in the streets of America, it don't really work out that way.
Right.
It don't really work out that way. What it works out to is people blow up, loot, and destroy businesses, and then they come outside and they say that insurance is going to cover it. So I've got to ask for you guys. I've got an ask from everybody today, okay? I shared my story about my grandfather, and we've been going all across the country on the Freedom Tour USA. We've been to Fort Pierce, Florida. We've been to Colorado, Larkspur, Colorado. We went to Sacramento, right? All over the place, St. Louis, Missouri. And we're about to finish up in DC next week. I've got a couple of asks from you. If you feel like in your gut you could have done more up to this point, the last 5-6 months, that you could have done more, I want you to go online tonight and look for a plane ticket, okay? I won't buy your room, but I'll get you a huge discount on a room, next to nothing. And there's not roaches and, serious stuff going on. It's a really nice room, okay? And you can call my assistant, Julie, right? Or go to julie@1776foreverfree.com, all right? So if you feel like you haven't done a lot, the first thing you can do is book a ticket to DC. The second thing you can do is think about your freedom love story. What I just told you, that was my love story for freedom. That's when I really got that urge in my stomach, and I just saw, man, I love this country. I love the flag. What's yours? Did it happen at 5? Was it 6? Was it 10? Was it 15? Tell us your story. And you can go to the 1776 Freedom Fighters page, do a quick video, right? Share it on any of our platforms, because that's the stuff that moves the needle. When you share that with us and you share that with the public, you never know, and I can tell you going all across the country, that's the way people are moved, touched, and inspired. I've had single moms, widowed moms, Marines, sailors, airmen, people coming up in tears. And we just hold them because they're just crying. Tears of joy that we're out there.
Yes. Yes.
People need that, guys, and they need it from all of you. So that's where I want everybody to level up. The last thing I'm going to ask you to do is you can go to the booth right there, okay? Support our movement. This isn't free, okay? I spent about $80,000. I'm not a rich guy. I drive an old Toyota Tundra, okay? Drive an old Toyota Tundra. But what I did is it was a decision between help to save America when I felt like God was calling me to do that and be a part of that,
Amen.
or rest on my sons going to some school somewhere that's probably liberalized anyways right now, so they're going to teach them about stuff that I don't want them to learn about.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe college isn't a great idea, right?
Truly.
So I took that savings, our entire savings, and I dumped it into this tour. I dumped it into this tour, and I'm not saying that's right. I do it 100 times over. But what I'm asking you today is contribute with your time and a little bit of your money. $5 a month, that's $60 a year where you don't support the BLM bucks, known as Starbucks, and you get a Haka Jaka Mocha Latte, because you know they have like 1,000 calories and grams of sugar anyways. And some of you moms are like, organic, right? You're like, it's organic. But 1,000 grams of sugar, it won't hit my stomach. That's not true. That's not true. Just because it says organic and then it says 1,000 grams of sugar, you're not safe, okay? So take the Haka Jaka Mocha Latte if you feel like you haven't moved the needle enough, and help us do this. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you got something out today. I love you so much. God bless you, and simplify.
What's going on, boys and girls? This is your boy Ryan Fu, aka Be Like Water Media, and just wanted to say thank you so much for your support, and just want you to see our new merch line, the Be Like Water Media hoodies. Be a Patriot for all the Patriots out there following my channel. Thank you for all your support, and if you wanted to further support me, you can check out our new hoodies, our new merch. We're going to put the link down below. It's going to be at Teespring. You can buy the Be Like Water Media hoodie. We have different colors, especially this cool Be Like a Patriot hoodie. We have different colors, red, black, white. Just, thank you so much for all your support, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the videos, and we're going to bring more entertaining and thought-provoking videos for you guys. We also got the Be Like Water Media, just Be Like Water hoodies. But once again, thank you so much, and check out the merch. Thanks again, guys.